Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. This is episode 5 of my Factorio tutorial Let's Play. Last episode we brought our smelted resources from their smelteries down to the main bus, as well as coal and stone. We also set up a green circuit factory which currently produces 32 green circuits per second, and it's tileable, which means that I can add onto it infinitely in theory. And so when we can add onto it whenever we need more green circuits. Whenever we're running low, we just add more onto it. Today we're going to be automating red and green science. We're trying to make 2 red science and 2 green science every second, and we're also going to be setting up a logistics mall afterwards to get all of our needed belts, inserters, assembly machines, and other things. So the first thing we're going to do is try to get red and green science up and running. So since we want 2 per second, we're going to need to make a certain number of machines based on how long they take to make. So red science, which is science pack 1s, take 5 seconds to craft. So we're going to need to make, if we want to make, we're going to make 1 a second, we would need to have 5 assembly machines all working, because each one would take 5 seconds, so we need to have 5 to run 1 per second, so we're going to need 10 to run 2 per second. With green science, it takes a little bit longer, so 6 seconds for each science pack, so instead of 10, we're going to need 12 assembly machines. So we're going to need 12 assembly machines running green science, and then 5 or 10 assembly machines running red science, plus we're going to need to be able to bring in the resources for them. So green science is going to need transport belts and inserters. So what I'm going to do here, I believe, is bring in, or is have 2 here, which is 1 is going to be inserters, and 1 is going to be transport belts. And we'll put these, oops, I need a little more room here. We're going to take in inserters on this from here, and belts on here, and put them on this belt like this, and we're going to move them like this down to the green science factory over there. So then we're just going to need to bring in the things for these. So transport belts need gear wheels, so we'll put gear wheels here and feed them into this like that. And then these ones are also going to need gear wheels, so we'll feed them into it like this, this as well. Oh, how do we do this? Where's green circuits? There we go. Circuits. Ah, that wasn't intentional. Let's see. Back to this. Okay. So we're going to need to bring in those like this. Now, all of these need iron. Literally every single thing here needs iron, as well as these needs green circuits. So I'm going to bring in green circuits like this. I believe this should work. I'll bring them in a second. We'll make sure everything's working first. Then we need to bring in iron, and we should be able to bring in iron from this right here, and then we can bring in like this. That should... Oh, that wasn't intentional. That should ideally work. So iron comes in here, feeds the green gears, which gears feed into the inserters, as well as it picks up iron directly from that, so it has iron to gears, and it gets green circuits from here. And then transport belts need iron off this bus, and then gears get iron off of it and move it down to this. Okay, perfect. That seems good. And then that should work out there. So then we'll move this over here like this, and we'll have 12 green science machines. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and that should be however many we need. So then I'll place this belt like this. So we'll have 12 machines here running green science. Okay, let's fill that one in there. Okay, and then we'll need to fill in the power poles. And what we did here is we put them in sections of 2 like this, and the reason we do that, put them in sections of 2, is because 2 medium power poles reach exactly the exact distance they reach. If we do that, we'll cover all the area. So now so this is the belt that we're gonna take in from stuff, so we'll put them on like this. We'll take from that, and then we'll deposit them onto this row here, which will be a belt like this. So we're gonna, so we take in from the top row and then deposit on the bottom one. So now what we want to do here is we want to have red and green science on the same belt. So we want to have half and half. Ooh, this is not good. Whoa, wait. So we want red and green science to be on the same belt. So if the green science is right here, it's depositing on the lower half of the belt, then we're going to want red science depositing on the top half of the belt. So we'll have our machines for that right here. So we need 10 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, no. 9, 10. There we go. And we'll place these here, like so. Good. And then we'll set up red science. Oh. Fill these in like this. Good. And then we'll take science up to here, and then take in from the bottom and deposit on the top. And then we'll have a split belt. So the top half will be red, and the bottom half will be green. And then all we really need to do now is make sure that we have the stuff that red science pack, or that the science pack ones are going to need. So they only need copper and gears. So what we're going to do, I think, is put gears here, because we have this iron lane in the middle. We'll take in, and then we'll deposit like that. Actually, one fast inserter should be enough for these. Okay, so we'll take in one gear, or we'll take in, have a gear machine here, which will deposit them on this side, and then we just need copper. So we'll need to bring copper in here. But the key part of this is that since gears are being placed with an inserter, they're only going to be on the bottom. So the gears are only going to be placed on the bottom. So if the gears are going to be placed on the bottom, we're going to need to have copper in the top to make sure that we get copper and gears on the same belt for the red science. So what we're going to need to do here for red science, here, one second, I need to grab a little bit of iron to get some splitters. But what we're going to need to do here is set it up to where we have the copper only coming on to half of the belt, the top half. So what we can do is we can put another belt this way facing the other direction, so that it sees that we are coming in from two directions, and it'll only put it on the one side. Now we're going to need to put iron in here, so this one shouldn't be difficult. It's just normal bringing in iron, and then this one will be needing to be gears, or green circuits, not gears. Okay, we'll do that. Balance it, and then put gears on the belt. So this should, if I'm correct, work. Let's see. So the resources are coming in. Green circuits are taking a while. Oh, here we go. Got a problem here. There we go. Didn't know I belt there. That should be working constantly. Constantly, yes, constantly working. Okay. Now this one's gears seem to be a little bit lower than I wanted, so I think we're gonna do this. Now these not having enough, which means they're gonna want to have 2 of each. There we go. This should be good. The red science is working, green science is being made, and it's being put on the belt. Okay, beautiful. So now we have red and green science. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to need to make our science area for our lab area for burning science. So we have red and green science automated, so what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to make labs. We're going to need one more of those. There we go. Okay. So what we're going to do here is we need to make a system where we can take in 3 belts. So what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to have 3 belts where they can come in. For this reason, there are 6 types of science that we're going to be using before the game ends. There are 7 types of science total, but one is after the game ends that you can keep playing, and it's an infinite kind of thing. So they just add on to increasing certain things like mining productivity and turret damage and stuff like that. That just goes on infinitely. So we're not going to have to put that onto this. But we need 3 belts because there's 6 other types, there's 6 other than the endgame science. There's 6 types of science. So if we have 3 belts where there's half of each belt is a science, so we'll have red science here, green science here, blue science here, black science here, purple science here, and yellow science there. So we're going to need to take in green, which is the only one we're going to need for now. But what we're going to need to do is make a system to where we can pull in from all of them. So we'll have our science labs like this. We're going to need to bring them down to 5. Okay, there we go. What we're going to do is we're going to deposit science onto this one. From these 3 belts, we're going to deposit in the top one, and then it's going to manually feed down 4 more. And then we'll have these belts go on for as long as we need them to, and we'll keep doing that in sets of 5. Excuse me. I need to break this rock that's in the way. 1 second. There we go. So that's what we're going to do there. So what we're going to need to do is take off the closer belt with the regular inserter, and then we can take the second belt with long inserters, and then what I'm thinking we can do here is take off the third by putting them like this, and then using undergrounds like right here. Whoop, I totally did that wrong. That should be good there. I think that's gonna work. And then all I need to do is put power, so 1 there, 1 there, and 1 there. And then what I think we should be able to do is if we set this up like this, and we put these here like so, and then we should be able to do this. And all we need to do is connect the power. So we'll put this here. We're going to need to connect this power like this. Let's see. Can we put that one there, and then this there, and then put that there. So we're going to need to bring this power all the way back over to here. Or put put it here. Just connect it. So this should be good to go. I'm gonna bring this over here and bring the red and green signs onto it like this. Actually, probably best to put them onto the top one because these are the closer ones. So the other ones will be pulled in like that from the bottom. So there, that should be good. And we can put these in eventually when we get the other types of signs. So we'll have red and green on the top, and what should happen is the long-handed inserter here should be taking them off the top like this. And then whenever they get deposited in the top one, they'll instantly be put onto the next layer, and they'll go like that. Bring all the needed signs down and down until we're out. So we're gonna have. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a blueprint of this section like this, and it should be tileable. Yes. Okay. And we can just copy paste this one, and we'll keep going as far as where we're gonna need it. Let's see where we got. There, that should be farther than where we're going to need. So we can delete the blueprint afterwards, and then we're going to need to fill this area in here as well, which shouldn't take long since these are the only last. This is the last section that we should be doing here. Are these? They're placed backwards. There we go. Oh no, that's not good at all. The blueprint's got them backwards. Let's just fill these ones in for now. There. Beautiful. Okay, that should supply our science, which should always be running now. Science is completed. Good. So this should be running well. It is. Okay, beautiful. So I'm going to break these rocks here because they're going to be in the way for what we're about to build. And now that that research is finished, we can start researching the other stuff. Let's start with sulfur processing. That'll be useful. Okay, so next up on the list is to make our logistics mall. And what the logistics mall is it's a mall for logistics. But what a mall is in Factorio, a mall is just a little area where you have all the things that you're going to need to use. So what it's for is there's different kinds of malls for different things. But the mall that I have here is a logistics mall. So what it does is it's a mall for logistics. Now, logistics is just the belts, inserters, splitters, transport belts, or belts, but assembly machines, that kind of stuff. So, and what a mall is it's just a thing where you take in some resources from your main bus and make a area where it deposits all your necessary items into chests that you can freely take out of whenever you need to use them from. So, how this one works here is we have the first 3 rows here are for gears. So we'll take in iron off of this belt. So we'll take in iron from right here, like that, and we'll take in iron from right here. Which will, oopsies. Which will make the gears for us. So once we have the power, and we have these, make sure there's always something running in the background. So once we power these up and we place down the inserters, this area will make gears. It will take off the iron belt and make gears, and then deposit them into this middle area here. The 4th row is for. The 4th row here is for. Let's grab my blueprint back out because I kind of messed that part up there. So let's see. I gotta get rid of the power poles because we don't use small power poles anymore, so we'll get rid of those. Now, this next row here is for the yellow belts, splitters, and underground belts. And then we have 2 more rows here, which is for red, and then this is for the tier after that, which is blue. And then down at the end here, we have inserters made here, which get put into this chest here, which goes to long inserters, which also goes to, these also go to blue inserters. And then those 2 put into this chest, which also be made into the purple ones, which are filter inserters. So, what we have here, and then after that, we have these 2, which are stack inserters, stack inserters are simple. They just take a lot of items at once. So they can take in big bulk, and they're really good for moving from chest to belt, belt to chest, and then from chest to chest. And this is a stack filter inserter. So, and then here at the end we have assembling machines 1s, which turn into assembling machine 2s, and here we'll have assembling machine 3s, which need a product that we're going to make in that area there. But so that's essentially what that's happening there. So the iron comes in here and gets distributed to all the places it's going to need to be going. And each of these different things, each of these different resources that we're going to be using, will each get put into their own chest, which we'll be using later. So as you can see, the resources get put wherever they're needed, and everything needs what it's going, and then gets put into a separate chest. So we'll have inserters there, we'll have long inserters there, we'll have filter inserters here, we'll have stack filter inserters there, we'll have stack inserters there, we'll have fast inserters here, you'll have assembly machine 2s there, assembly machine 3s there. We'll have all the belts and underground belts and splitters that we're going to need for there. And then we'll connect those off camera. I'll connect that all up with power and inserters, and that should be fully running by the time I'm back on, or by the time for the next episode. And that should be about it. So a quick recap of what happened in the episode. We took resources off the main bus. We made 2 red science and 2 green science per second by taking iron and green circuits off the bus, and then also taking a half belt of copper off the bus. And then we took that over here to our setup. One second, research. Always be researching something. We took that to our setup over here for our using red and green science to be smelted. I'm off since this one's kind of backing up. I'm gonna add a few more rows here of these off camera. But this is so our science labs are running beautifully, and we also set up a logistics mall to make all of our necessary things. Now, I didn't make this logistics mall. I'm not sure who did, but somebody made this. Somebody other than me made this, and it's the one I use. It's pretty effective, so that's why I use it. That should be about it. So, if you guys could, I would really appreciate if you comment, like, and subscribe. It really does help, and have a great day.